they're going to attempt to do here. Oh, my, we've never seen this. We've never seen this. There goes the attitude. Powerbomb. Jutsu.
Back with another interview. Me and Darrell. B's out saving children again. So we got this dope guest. Been watching wrestling for a while. He came from a dope tag team to singles run. We got the definitive man, Tim.
Greetings and salutations. How you guys doing?
Pretty good, man. How about yourself?
Pretty good.
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Just got to hang out with my family, so I'm feeling good.
So tell us about your journey, man. Like, who is Tim, the wrestler?
Well, Tim, the wrestler, is a manifestation of something Timothy, the kid, created. I've been a wrestling fan since I was 4. My grandfather got me into it. My uncle got me into it. And ever since then, it was like one particular match. It was Steven Regal versus Davey Boy Smith for the WCW title, television title, at Halloween Havoc. That match sealed my fate in the sense of me knowing what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So I went through all the haggles of hearing people, I wasn't going to do it. I can't do it. I'm not going to make it. And hell, even teachers would be skeptical of it sometimes because you know how we get those questions. What do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, right. I want to be a cop. I want to be a fireman. I want to be a princess. I want to be a pro wrestler. Well, Tim, what's your backup plan? Well, you just heard her say she want to be a princess. I feel like mine could be more attainable.
Right.
So,
the wrestler, princess.
Nah, I definitely get it, man. Sometimes teachers, they view ambition the wrong way. It's like if you're not traditionally ambitious, you're not trying to be a doctor. They don't get it. So I definitely congratulate you on making that happen. You mentioned kind of knew your fate. What was the first step you took to really diving into becoming a wrestler?
Well, actually, it would be wrestling in high school. I wrestled for Millbrook, class of 2004, 2008, Go Wildcats. It was actually something pivotal for me that showed me there was actually proof that there was a higher power and proof that prayer is real. Wrestling will always do this things where they would put all the weight classes in the hat and they would go by the last match, saying if one guy would be 119, the last match will be the weight class above it or under it. Sorry.
Yeah.
So all week we was preparing for our rival school, Leesville. We wrestled everybody and beat them. They wrestled everybody and beat them. If one of us beat each other, we knew was winning the conference. I prayed the hardest I've ever prayed in my life to be the very last match because I just wanted to prove to people that I wanted to wrestle, that I could wrestle. Because I could be very transparent. My first 2 years of wrestling was trash because I was still thinking wrestling and pro wrestling was the same. So right. I'm trying to do pro wrestling moves in a wrestling match, and I'm just getting obliterated. Then my sophomore year, I got kicked off of the team because my grades were horrible. Stay in school, kids. But after my junior year, I came back wanting to prove something. So I say all that to say all that lead up to that. All day, every week before that match, I was just praying. I was like, just give me the chance to show I can do this. And it was literally the weigh-in night. They put all the weights in the hat. They pulled out the heavyweight. I wrestled 215, so I was the last match. I ran out that room and just looked up into the sky and said, thank you. Because I knew it was nothing but her. Mm-hmm. So ever since then, I just had confirmations and different signs to show me that I made the right decision. Even in my lessons or my losses, I still got shown that I'm supposed to be doing this. There have been times where I got greedy and I lost, but most of those losses were from lessons for trying to chase something instead of what's waiting for me.
All right, that's some real stuff right there. It's always like a lesson. Like I always say, like, you really don't lose. You just take lessons in life.
Very much so. This is just a learning experience that we're all just encountering.
Yep. And so, like the training aspect, like the wrestling school, like you found and seeked out how that came about.
I was actually still wrestling in high school when I found a wrestler that was a teacher. His name was Otto Schwantz. He wrestled as Otto, does stuff for ECW, WWF, WCW, part of the Dumps. And I got his information to a card at CWF down here in North Carolina. By the time I didn't have a car, so I couldn't make that commitment of going all the way up there back and forth. So I just held it until after high school. After high school, I would just start looking for places. There was a place in Charlotte for George South. There was a place, Boogie Woogies. Um, I found something, a promotion called Gouge, down in Raleigh. So I typed in where it was, and it was literally 10 minutes from my house. I can't tell you how mad I was when I found that out, because I'm like, they've been established here since 1995. So you're telling me I could have been wrestling, because I started at 2014, but I could have been wrestling since 2008 at high school. But it all worked out for a reason. I
Right.
found
Universe
a
had
pro
better
wrestler,
plans for you during that time.
very much so. I found a pro wrestler named Seymour Snot. He's a APW graduate from California. He trained with Samoa Joe. He trained with John Cena. He trained with Christopher Daniels. He trained with Frankie Kazarian and the Great Khali and Bison Smith. Some real heavy hitters in pro wrestling. So he gave me an opportunity to learn from him for 6-7 months until I had my first match against him. February 22nd, 2014.
Nice. And
That's
then
off the
like
races.
your first match, like would you like super nervous or you feel like you was ready for it?
Oh, it was a beautiful mixture. I was scared shitless, but at the same time, I was happy to be scared. It was like something I've waited for. It was like a culmination of everything I've waited for, like wrestling in backyards, wrestling kids in middle school or elementary. I got suspended all the time for wrestling. Uh, Wrestling kids in middle school. They end up having a wrestling school in middle school, so that ended up serving a purpose for me there. But just all the things that I would hear or see, it just culminated to that one moment to show me that it's either make or break. It was like, all right, you waited all this time. You done all this, excuse my language, all this bitching, all this complaining, all this praying. Now you got it. What you gonna do with it? So once I went out there, it was a new life for me. It was
Nice,
a
nice.
beautiful life for me.
And
I
so
lost. And a funny story about that, I had my trainer down and I was going up for a moonsault. I jump as high as I can. I'm upside down. As I'm upside down, I'm like, damn, we didn't train how to take this. So he moves, I hit the mat, my whole face hits the mat, my ribs hit, I'm out of breath, I can't breathe. I'm like, man, we got 10 more minutes of this shit.
Oh man.
It was fun. And it's something I can still remember.
Nice. And then fast forward, how did the Gymnasty Boys come up? Have this dope shirt. This adventure shirt, people. Throw back here.
Well, the Gymnasty Boys got together off of understanding and respecting the art of tag team wrestling. White Mike was doing single stuff. up in the mountains around certain areas for like 8 years before I got in contact with him. We met at a PWX show. Like he came up to me and he told me like he appreciated my work, and I respected that because I understand how much it takes for someone to say anything, especially nice to somebody in this life and
Yeah.
field we're in. So if you're giving me that love, it's like I understand and I appreciate that. So we would hang out for my homeboy Rob Killjoy, who's injured right now, and I hope he's feeling better. Go to his website. He has a bunch of merch. He has bills. Get it. But yeah, we got in contact with Rob and we would hang in and jump in cars with him and start traveling to shows. And during that time, Rob Killjoy was tag partners with Lance Lude, and they were the Ugly Ducklings. And the Ugly Ducks were taking off and going everywhere from Indiana to Texas to Los Angeles to Arizona, just doing a lot of good stuff that me and Mike saw we wanted to do. One particular night, we got to sit in on a podcast, oddly enough, and they were talking about tag team wrestling. It was the Heat Seekers, the Ugly Ducklings, and they're gonna kill me for forgetting their name. I'm so sorry. It's been so long. They're gonna kill me. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
They sat in. I'm pretty sure I'll remember later, but we sat in and they just talked about the importance of tag team wrestling and what it meant to them. Nick Iggy and Kerry Awful. Sorry, I love y'all. So sorry. yeah, I get off my head a lot. My bad. They all talked about tag team wrestling, and me and Mike sat in, and it was almost like one of those moments where we just looked at each other like, we can do this. So we just got together and we started taking pictures. We started doing promos. We started putting out merch way before we even had our first match. So by the time we even had our first match with the Ugly Ducklings at Firestar Pro Wrestling in Greensboro, North Carolina, people assume we've been wrestling for like at least 4 years by now. But that was our very first match. So once we got through that first match and we realized people started digging what we were doing, we was like, we got to keep going with this. So with Mike zaniness and his ability to get a rise out of people, and my ability to be the straight man in the sense of keeping it all together, we made something and created something that was very funny, very entertaining. And the wrestling just matched even better to where we got opportunities to wrestle in places that I wouldn't have assumed that was on my bingo card at all. Like in Canada, places in California, we wrestled Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian. We've wrestled Teddy Hart and Brian Pillman Jr. Wrestled the BWO. That was cool. That was a cool moment for me.
Gotta check that out.
I know it for Mike too.
That run was crazy because like you guys were like in Ohio a lot at Mega times wrestling, so that's the first time we got eyes on you. So I'm going to Mega, and then you like disappeared for a while, and then you came back transformed. I'm like, who is this? And then B at the time was like, that's the dude from Gymnastic Boys. I'm like, holy shit! And you had like a holy like 360.
Man, I say it's a lot, and I mean it. The quarantine helped. I know it did what it did to a lot of people, and my heart goes out for those that lost. God bless the dead. But for me personally, my point of view, it helped me a lot. I didn't realize I was using wrestling to escape trauma until I couldn't run anymore. When everything got shut down, I couldn't escape to get into a ring sometimes. I couldn't cut a promo about where I was going. I had to sit my ass down. And during that time, the universe removed somebody close to me, well, a lot of close people to me. My tag partner, And I had to understand that I didn't get into wrestling with any of them. How I showed up was based off of me learning a lot of things, a lot of toxic things, and it started to pour out, not just in my wrestling, but in my real life, to where people that I loved didn't see me anymore. And I had to accept that, had to understand that. So I couldn't be the happy-go-lucky, flippy-doodah Timmy Lou Retton, because that's not who I was. It was essentially the mask I needed to be to get into the door, if that makes sense. So once I took the mask off, I had to understand everything that came with it, everything that was, it already happened, so I can't tread on that. Anything that will be, it's supposed to happen. It's already, all of this is booked in my point of view. The universe booked this already. So I can't be mad at what I already did, because all of that led me to be here right now. I can't fear about anything in the future, because that's supposed to be there. So I can only be me right here, right now. So what am I creating while I'm here now? What am I doing for others while I'm here now? When the universe allows me to set right to the things of my lessons, I'm going to gladly. But I can't sit in those things, because a lot of people I know in the past have been stuck on those failures. A lot of us as creators and Black people just in general, we're not allowed to fail. We're supposed to fail and just sit in that failure forever. That's what you're known for. You messed up right here, so that's what I remember you for. We're not allowed grace, but we want it a lot. So once I took that and put it in my wrestling, it just was another breath of fresh air, because now I'm in a role of seeing what I can do and what I bring out of people. That means a lot to me. Like in the past, I can see me bringing things out of people, but it was with bad intentions. It was me not knowing how to guide or not knowing how to do any of that stuff, because I wasn't taught that.
Right. So you pretty much learned that along the way on a journey.
Yes, sometimes we have to touch that stove to learn how to cook.
Yep. Sometimes you burn up food, and then eventually shit comes out right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And once it started coming out right, I wanted to put it in good use. So all these new kids, all the movie mics, all the
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not gonna start saying names because people gonna start mad at me. Why didn't you say my name? Y'all know who I helped. Love y'all.
Right.
But just seeing the joy of them knowing they're going to wrestle me, because I created a safe space for them to try things, to train, to do things, to say things, or do things they've never been able to have the opportunity to do with anybody else. Because this is just, for me, this is a game that we took our creative players and put into reality. So why not be your absolute best in this? Why not have fun in this? Why not be curious in this? Why not be sad in this? Why not do anything you want in this? Because you were brave enough to take yourself out of a video game and put it in reality in front of people who are going to judge, who are going to make assumptions, who are going to compare, who are going to pick and prod at anything that you do. But you're still strong enough. You're still brave enough to be stronger than those percentages. So why not? So when they get to see me and they tell me how happy they are, I'm just as happy. I'm just as happy, because I know from experience how hard it is in life to get through everything just to come to get to that match. Oh, I got bills. Oh, I got dating problems. Oh, I got death in the family. I understand completely. My last match with Mark James, I literally buried my aunt 15 minutes down the road from them, and I had to come up and still wrestle that same night.
Dang.
But it's a choice that my aunt knew from the beginning that's what I wanted to do, and she was one of my biggest supporters. So as I bowed to her and I said I loved her, I had to get on the road. But after the match was over, I sat, meditated, cried, did everything I needed to do, let her know that I loved her and I appreciated her journey here. But I'll say all that because we all have our journeys. So I don't need to know your story to know you have one. I'm always cheering for you.
Right. I tweeted this earlier today. I always said, like, man, wrestling is like the best escape because, like, you can be sad, depressed, and you also find like some kind of moment that made you happy, some kind of match. Go to the event that make you escape from reality for that second. You know, like, yo, I'm happy for a little bit, and it's like good relief and good therapy.
Very much so. Or are you asking me that?
No, that's my
Okay.
thing. That's my thing.
Oh, I feel you on that completely. I feel like my job now is to find peace with or without wrestling. I want to be okay with if I had to stop, I can be okay with everything I created. Because when I asked to do this, I didn't ask for $1 million contract. I didn't ask to be in WWE or other big companies. I just wanted to wrestle. And my only thing I wanted to not do in this is not suck. I just didn't want to suck in wrestling, and I feel like I did okay in that. So if it all ended, I'd be okay with this.
Right, you had your hands in all type of stuff. You did singles match, tag teams, and you started training for a little bit. You was a trainer a while at Mega. I remember that for a brief moment. You trained out there, and you was a head trainer. And you moved out to Ohio.
Yes. Shout out to the kids. Shout out to Brandon and Xavier down in Mega. They're doing great stuff. Great stuff. I had a small hand in it. An opportunity to help guide some wrestlers, and just seeing what they're doing, manifesting, connecting, networking, elevating with gear, elevating with their promos. It's beautiful to see on the outside now. It's almost like I don't know that place anymore because it's so different, and that's beautiful.
Right. And then, like, so did you get like a joy out of training people or being a trainer like that? Was it like
Very
something like that? Okay.
Yes. I used to train in gymnastics too, down in Durham, down in Raleigh, and just seeing the kids, the light they would get from figuring out tumble, figuring out pass, doing backflips, doing a front flip. It translated over for wrestling for me. I didn't think I would be a good trainer. I had to unlearn a lot of things from things I thought were okay. So a lot of lessons that when I got to Mega, I was just learning and letting the kids see my journey in a sense. And a lot of them picked up on the things that I taught them. It's like I share a lot of the stuff on my social media stuff because they're becoming superstars. And they're not just sticking to Ohio. Some are in West Virginia, some are in New York, some are in DC. And they're just showing out. And it's just a testament to Brandon Xavier and what he's doing up there and his commitment to them. So my hat is always off to them.
It's up to them. We had a lot of Mega people on here on the show interviewed.
Hell yeah.
Out to them. Darrell, you got anything?
Yeah, so we talked a lot about your journey and how, well, recent just now, how you get joy from helping others, but you've had a lot of successes on your own. Like, I think that in the background, I want to say that's the ESW championship right there behind you. You got all the belts behind you. Okay, so you've collected a few different championships. Like, we've had other people on the show, and some of them talk about it's a celebration of their accomplishments. Others say that's the only thing they want. What does it mean to you to carry each of those belts?
To me, it's a testament to what I'm pushing out because I'm aware that the universe booked all of this. So there's been times, situations where I walked in not knowing anything and to be trusted with situations and given those opportunities. It just means that they trust me and they know what I'm providing, not just for that night, but what I can provide future matches and future shows because I love telling stories. I'm a storyteller. It's like I've gone a lot in my career from being just a flippy guy that was just so happened to be big to be a fun and zany character to being a straight narrow guy to being a old gunslinger but can still go. It's almost everything I wrote down in my journals of situations where I didn't see any of us in with wrestling. And the universe has allowed me to be that. So with those championships, it just means that I'm on the right path of what I'm creating and people are seeing it. So it means a lot to me. And it means I'm really good at what I do.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah, like what? 4 belts? I'm like, yeah. It's really good.
All right, so I'm not from Ohio, so the first time I saw you, it was actually at a GCW show during quarantine. Funny enough, I believe it was for the culture. I believe you were in a match with I know AC Mac Hoodfoot for sure. I want to say Mike Outlaw was in there. That was the first time I saw you. Earlier, you spoke about quarantine, great opportunity for you. What was it like trying to keep those reps up, trying to stay active, trying to stay busy during quarantine, make sure you didn't get ring rust and all that? How was that?
It was a lot in the sense of trying to stay safe with everything going on with shots, everyone catching things, everyone not caring about shots, not caring about rules, defending themselves about whatever your stance was. Having to get promotions to believe in me as a singles wrestler because they just saw me as a tag wrestler for so long. They didn't know what it would be like or what the vibes were like before. Even though I was a singles wrestler before the tag, that's where most of the opportunities came from. Then with the body transformation, I'm still really going through thinking that I'm big when I've lost weight. So it was changing my styles, thinking that I'm hurting someone with my weight when I'm not. So I'm actually hurting myself. So I have to adjust my style to the size I am now. During that time, me and Mike had went our separate ways in the tag. And during also someone I cared about, my girlfriend, we went through our breakup. So no one really knew I went through 2 breakups during the quarantine. And people don't really know that tag teams is basically a relationship. And it's like you get to know that person. You have to study that person, know their ins and outs, just so things can work. So when that wasn't working anymore, and then my outside wasn't working anymore, I had to really, really kick it into high gear and not focus on trying to leave it as, oh, I'll deal with it later because I have wrestling. I have to deal with it now because if I don't, it's going to spill out into my wrestling like it did previously. So it was a lot of meditating, a lot of dark work, a lot of just soul searching to where patience and self-grace helped a lot, truly.
And I think he was like pretty much prepared for that because I think he already went through something kind of like lost in the past that helped you along the way to that moment. So
With
like
great hurt from beautiful things.
yeah. So how life works still like that. Sometimes like you go through something, then sometimes it kind of occur again, but like you already have the tools and you're kind of like more sharper to deal with certain things.
Most definitely. It's like the universe books how she books, so I'm learning not to question her anymore. I just have to show up as my best self. Even if I'm not my best self, I just gotta show up because I'm gonna
Right.
learn or win it.
Facts.
Just to change speeds for a second here. Earlier, you spoke about having merch ready for the Gymnastic Boys before you guys even debuted. Um, there's a lot of independent wrestlers out there. They don't do the merch. There's guys you mentioned doing promos, things like that ahead of time. There's guys who don't do the promos or anything like that, and it's like you'll watch them every week, and they don't even have anything, a picture on Instagram or anything like that. Can you speak to the importance of both the merch and having promos available for people to find you?
I'd say it's very important, especially in the sense of we're all working commercials. We have to have things to where we gravitate to. We're in a business and in a world where this is transactional. You have to provide something to where people care about, to where they want to attain, to where they want to stay with you. And a lot of people have the opportunities to do that. And be it habits, be it financial, be it some way, it's just focusing on what you want to do in this business, on what you're putting out and what you get in. So I would just say focus on really putting down merch, putting down sites, getting connections where you have websites that want to do deals with you, especially if you don't have anything going out. It's like, hey, you cut me a deal here, I'll cut you a deal here. And it's basically how this world and this business was created. So you find those people that believe in you, like really believe in you, and want to help you and see you succeed, sorry. And you just go from there.
And then I remember you had a extra spot on AEW playing the tuba, I think. How did that come about?
Man, the universe books how she books. I had a match down in Florida with Mr. Grimm. Shout out to Mr. Grimm. We had a really, really good match, and Mark Henry was there during the match, and he liked what we did, and he gave us contacts to hit up AEW. So, not sure what happened to Mr. Grimm. I know he did some stuff up there, but when I read up there, I was nervous, but doing some previous work for NXT, I saw a couple guys there already, so I just stuck to the business and was out the way until I was needed. One of the guys couldn't make it that they had reached out to, and they just saw me hanging out and chilling. I was like, "Hey, are you doing anything right now?" I was like, "No, sir." They was like, "Hey, put this shirt on, put this tube on. I need you to go." No, it was actually a drum. Yeah, I remember the drum.
The drum. Okay.
I know why. I remember the drum. But just go, he said, just go out there, pretend you know how to play. I was like, all right, cool. He said, oh, Brian Cage is going to beat you up after. I was like, cool. So we're just going out there doing a celebration for Ricky Starks, and he just comes out mauling people. He gets me. They tell me that they gimmick the drum. My neck says otherwise.
Man.
So
Nah.
I'm just glad they couldn't see my face because I'm just screaming. My neck is on fire. But they thanked me, shook my hand, got some good catering, and I did.
No, man. Hopefully next time they gimmick the drum. You know.
Next time.
Well, like I have a question here too, another one. So, how people don't support independent wrestling? Like, what can you say to people who, like, don't support independent wrestling, or like why independent wrestling is so important to wrestling as a whole in its core?
Well, my point of view, Me, Tim. For so long, wrestling had a dirty look on it. It was part of the Attitude Era, and Attitude Era was peak. It had all the sayings, all the quotations, all the hand gestures, to the point where a lot of guys now, they don't have that. They don't have those moments to where they can create that during those specific times where it mattered, really. And fans really got a bad taste in their mouths with the Attitude era. So it was basically just people climbing out from that. Then with the independents, it's basically a territory if you really want to think about it. For so long, promoters didn't want to work together, didn't want to collaborate. They didn't want to be under an eye where they couldn't control what they had going on. For so long, it was, this is my ship, I'll run it. But now you're seeing the top big promotions and big companies collaborating or doing big things, making pay-per-view money, making money. And it's like, for so long, that could have been running in North Carolina and in all promotions in the indies. So I feel like now it's a better time for us as independents to promote, to push out, because especially with the prices are going up like they are, it's going to be these independent places where people are going to be only be able to seek out.
Right.
So I feel like wrestling's a good, and it's a good time to where we're promoting ourselves and bringing us to people who want to see wrestling, but at affordable prices, of course. So it's just more so reaching out to those markets, getting out through our characters, through our personalities, through things and ways where we connect in other worlds and fashions to where they want to see us.
It's a good answer.
Thank you.
Oh, man. You got anything else, Dom?
Nah, but I got another one. So I said nah. I said nah, but I got another one. I took a Tylenol before the show. That's why my brain scrambled. But what does like wrestling mean to you? Like when it's all said and done, like when you're all said and done wrestling, what does it mean to you, and what your impacts that you made in wrestling?
Wrestling's about moments. When I first started, I heard the quote, "You can make $1 million, or you can have $1 million worth of friends, or 1 million friends." Well, I'm not canceling out one. I understand I'm not going to have other, but for right now, the moments are what matters, because the moments are what got me into wrestling. The moments are what got me through my hardest days as a teenager. Those moments I got through breakups. Those moments where I create now for those people who went through situations I did, or situations they're going through that they don't want to tell people. Wrestling is a beautiful escape from reality. It's a comic book. It's an anime. It's a movie. It's a TV show. It's everything you want to escape from or not think about while you're watching it. So for me, to be able to control a room, no matter the mood, the age, the race, the gender, the sexuality, to have that one room have one feeling based off of what I'm feeling or what I want them to feel. That's the most love I can give back without asking for anything. To me, wrestling is a gift that I'll always feel like I never deserve, but I'm always thankful that I got the opportunity to do.
Like everything comes full circle. I said the same thing about how wrestling is like the greatest escape. And you're right, wrestling brings everybody together though, like because we come from like where we come from, and like we be aligned like, yo, this person look completely different from me, but we're talking about this match, or like, hey, what do you think about this person here? Or like, man, this match was dope. Or at intermission, like, oh, you like the show? And it's crazy. Like you can make so many like relationships all through wrestling. Like, me and Darrell, our relationship built through wrestling from off of Twitter. And then one day, like, hey, let's make a podcast. And about X amount of years, we're here still doing this.
Let's go to WrestleMania.
Yeah, let's go to WrestleMania. We did it. Let's go to SummerSlam. We did that. Let's sponsor a show. We did that. Let's make merch. We did that. Like it's wrestling and connection brings people together, and like sometimes make people super super close. It's like a brotherhood sometimes.
Very much so. That's beautiful.
Yep. Bro, you got anything?
No, man. I think we pretty much touched on everything.
Okay.
I got a question for both of y'all.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, what was one match that showed you were going to be in wrestling no matter what?
I feel like one match that saved me for being in wrestling, because I was like, must have stopped watching wrestling, was probably the Kenny Omega and Okada match at Wrestle Kingdom. Like first time I seen that match like was so amazing. Like, yo, this is like more wrestling over here, which I always watch WWE and stuff like that, but it's like more. It was like over here was getting boring. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm done with wrestling this way. But once I seen that, I was like, got to keep on going and discovering more and more and more. Like keep on finding new matches, new people, and it's like that's the joy of finding new wrestlers, new match. Just keeps me going, and that's my joy.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha. For me, like my dad was always super into wrestling. I never was. And then I sat with him one day and we watched the TLC match with Edge, Christian, Dudley Boys, and the Hardy Boys. I was like, all right, I get it now. I'm with it. I'm forever.
Yeah, bring your ass in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was like, all right, I'm locked in now. I'm with it. But similar to Dom, there was a point I was like, all right, man, I'm tired of wrestling. And I mentioned it earlier when I first saw you at the Collective. That was probably the thing that was like, all right, I'm tapped back in. This is it. Like independent wrestling is the thing for me. Like that weekend, it was like so many different shows. I was like, all right, so this is way better than what I've been sticking with. Like I tap back in. It's like, all right, I'm good. Like so, definitely. So I guess you were part of that.
That means a lot, truly.
It was so funny because the Rice always tell Darrell, like, man, there's some dope wrestling in Indiana you got to go to. I used to always push a narrative of him going to independent wrestling. He's like, nah. But now he goes to a lot more shows. It's like, I'm like a proud big brother watching him go to shows, and he's sending me, and he's sending me like stuff to edit, like, or make a highlight tape. Like, this brings a tear to my eye because at one point in time, he didn't do it.
It's like you put your friend onto a song and he's like, nah, I don't want it, I don't like it. And then we get it.
Yeah.
He's like, all right. And then he just like becomes a fan of the whole album of the song and the artist. And you're like, yep, I told you.
Right.
That's me, man.
For sure.
Such a beautiful wrestler, man.
I appreciate you guys again for having me.
I appreciate you taking time to join the show with us, man. Like, it's all full circle, man.
Yeah. Before you go, though, can you tell the people where to find you?
What did you say, Darrell?
Oh, before you go, can you just tell the people a couple places to find you?
Yes. On my Facebook, you can find me on The Infinite Man. On my Instagram, Tim Bumpers. Not on X anymore, but if you want to follow The Infinite Man, go ahead, support, follow the numbers up. This Friday, I'll be hanging around. I'll be passing out flyers for DCW Dominant Championship Wrestling before I head out to Tennessee for Innovate Wrestling. If you guys want to follow me, I'll appreciate it. Whatever you're doing in life, do it to death and do it your best.
Yeah, that's the realest thing I ever heard.
I think that's the perfect way to wrap it up.
Yeah, so always wrap it up. unless you love
Right.
it.
Right. Good. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for talking with us. Got a lot of people on the show. You're definitely one of the most open. I really appreciate that. So again, thank you.
Right, you dropped a lot of gems, like a lot of life gems. Are like something I stole from you. Like I was DMing him, he was like, "Man, you have a good day on purpose." I'm like, "That's the dopest shit I ever heard in my life." And then I used that. I used that like Monday, like, "Man, have a good week on purpose." I told a patient that.
But
Like,
look, when you start doing that, look at their reaction.
yeah,
It's a beautiful reaction, just pure joy. Because some people's like, "Have a good day." Oh, yeah, thanks. But it's like on purpose.
right.
Like, I really want you to have the best day you can today, and just see their reaction or feel. Oh, it was like, yeah.
Like a patient face lit up. It was like I got a good review. Like Dominic was caring, empathy, all that. It was like, wow. I was like, thanks. I'm like, I use that. That's my thing. I used it Monday, and it was like, man, patients was like so happy. Like, oh my god, this is amazing.
No problem, man.
I told Darrell that too. Remember I told you that, Darrell too?
Yeah.
And Darrell was like, I like that.
Look at him smiling. Cheesy ass. Yeah. Big smile. I love it.
Right. Oh man. Oh man.
Also, I'm a very big advocate of this, so I'm gonna tell you too, as black men, you need to go frolic.
Go frolic. Bet.
Okay.
I got you.
Frolic.
Go frolic. Bet.
But that's all.
That's it.
Yeah. This was fun, man. You always welcome on the show, man.
Thank you guys again.
Man, appreciate you, man.
You guys have a good night and be well.
You too, man. Appreciate it.
Well, let me say something to everybody in professional wrestling right now. I have established myself as the original gangster.